Hey gamers, welcome back to VGM, and today we're gonna talk about a little video game movie announcement. Yes, the Zelda movie. Nintendo and Shigeru Miyamoto himself threw a very funny tweet.
This is Miyamoto. I have been working on the live-action film of The Legend of Zelda.
Have officially confirmed that we are indeed getting a live-action Zelda movie that's currently in development by Nintendo and Arad Productions, with Sony Pictures attached as well. So essentially, Spider-Man into the Zeldaverse. Just kidding. Alright, so already an interesting move right there going for a live-action direction. It's also been confirmed so far that Wes Ball has been confirmed as the director for the film. Now, Ball has worked on the upcoming Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and most notably, the Maze Runner trilogy, which, depending on who you ask, could be summarized as okay/mid-tier young adult-esque action movies, definitely from its time. Now, that's not to say that the Zelda movie will or won't be like/modeled after those films, but it does kind of bring that level of attention/concern, being that those movies were based on a series of teen/YA books, and the movies more or less were on that trend train of being like Hunger Games or the Divergent movies, since that was the popular trend of the early to mid-2010s. Also, looking through the Arad Productions list of movies, somewhat levels up the concern meter a bit more. Again, not confirming that this is exactly what the Zelda movie's gonna be like, or even so, things can change very quickly, like a switch in writers, directors, movie studios, etc., as we've seen time and time again for big gaming blockbusters like Borderlands, Metal Gear Solid, Uncharted, and the Halo movie that was eventually scrapped. Then we got that TV show. But again, still way too early to confirm anything. However, the fact of the matter is, Nintendo and Miyamoto have made these official confirmations and will be overseeing the project as well, making this their second feature-length movie in their movie universe, after the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Now, interestingly enough, there's also been a recent video upload of what a potential Zelda animated movie could be like. It's a concept video titled Zelda Ocarina of Time/Ghibli Castletown Unreal Engine 5 that was made by Rowan Link. So if you haven't, please go check out that video. Video link in the description below. Essentially, it's a showcase of a few scenes stitched together from Ocarina of Time's Castletown section, but produced in a graphical style that's reminiscent of the Studio Ghibli movies. And let's just say it's pretty freaking awesome. Right down from the character expressions, the environmental shots, and even the reworked music renditions inspired by Joe Hisaishi's work, who's one of Ghibli's main music composers for their movies. Which brings us to the main point of the video. What if it was Studio Ghibli who would be the ones to make the Zelda movie? Yeah, not everyone's gonna agree with this, but hey, it's just a thought. And now for why this would be cool. Alright, so for those who don't know, Studio Ghibli is one of, if not the most revered animation film studios in the world, with films like Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, Princess Mononoke, Castle in the Sky, Spirited Away, and the upcoming The Boy and the Heron that have cemented their legacy as one of the greats, from the mind of Hayao Miyazaki. Now, most of their films have similar story concepts, centering around younger protagonists, mostly children, teens, and young adults, who usually have to embark on epic journeys to save the world, facing their personal circumstances, whether it's being afraid of something or insecurities of themselves, and growing to become the heroes of their stories, but all told so well thanks to the richly detailed worlds and characters that they interact with. For a Zelda movie concept, this already sounds like the perfect recipe for Ghibli. It's about a young boy, Link, who is destined to save the world of Hyrule from Ganon, growing to become the eventual legendary hero by venturing out into the world, overcoming his fears and struggles through the perilous dungeons and evils that lurk within them, while also making friendships and alliances along his journey. So plot-wise, you don't have to be overly complicated with it, since the majority of the games have a pretty consistent template set. But more so, it's bringing the world of Hyrule to life that would be instrumental for making this type of movie work. So for the Mario movie, what made the movie really work for most people was how Nintendo and Illumination faithfully adapted the world of Mario, from the style and wonder of the music, sound cues, CGI art direction, and the character interactions. So of course, one of the strongest aspects of watching a Ghibli movie is its marriage of of world building, characters, and music compositions, making these fantastical worlds and stories feel all the more alive and immersive to the viewing experience. Now, the world of Hyrule is already vastly detailed with many locations: the Great Hyrule Forest, Death Mountain, Gerudo Desert, the Great Sea, Skyloft, each with unique characters, scenarios, visual fidelity, and the beautiful music accompaniments most famously composed by Koji Kondo. Man, imagine a Kondo and Hisaishi team up. Now, a question that would come up is, which game or games would be the best to choose for adapting, and also which of the many locales to implement? The concept video focuses on Ocarina of Time, so that's the best we can stick with for reference. Okay, so nothing out of the ordinary for a Ghibli project. Not to say that Zelda can't work for a live-action concept. However, a few obstacles that a live-action Zelda film would be facing is the comparisons to Lord of the Rings or other high fantasy-esque films and TV shows, and the not-so-amazing track record of live-action video game films that haven't exactly, let's just say, work. The only promising news we have so far is Nintendo themselves and the Godfather Miyamoto said they would be one of the producers for the movie, so any premonitions of this movie straying too far from the world and tone of the Zelda games can be eased to a point. Probably should take your blue tunic off and not hold your breath. But honestly, seeing live action in the headlines and in the year 2023 only brings more concern than it does promise. However, after watching the Ghibli Unreal Engine video by Rowan Link, and if the points from this video that were mentioned prior say anything, it's only proving all the more that fans of the Zelda games are more enthusiastic and receptive to a project that's akin to that concept, more than a live-action film. I mean, with animation, specifically Studio Ghibli's animes in this case, there's this distinction of imagination, expressiveness, otherworldliness, and timelessness in the worlds, characters, and filmmaking that can only work within this medium. So for a video game property like Zelda, it would make the most sense to go in that direction. But again, still too early, the film was just announced, so we'll have to wait and see what comes next. So what do you think? Do you think Zelda would work better as a live-action or anime Ghibli-esque film? Leave a comment down below, and as always, make sure to smash like and subscribe to VGM for more awesome gaming videos. And we'll see ya in the next one.